Dear wife and children, every one, I will begin by saying that I have in some degree recovered from my wounds, but that I am quite weak in my back and sore about my left kidney. My appetite has been quite good for most of the time since I was hurt. I am supplied with almost everything I could desire to make me comfortable. As little I do lack, some articles of clothing which I lost, may perhaps soon get again. I am besides quite cheerful, having, as I trust, the peace of God which passeth all understanding to rule in my heart, and the testimony in some degree of a good conscience, that I have not lived altogether in vain. I can trust God with both the time and the manner of my death, believing as I do now, that for me at this time to seal my testimony for God and humanity with my blood will do vastly more toward advancing the cause I have earnestly endeavored to promote than all I have done before in my life. I beg you all meekly and quietly to submit to this, not feeling yourselves in the least degraded on the account. Remember, dear wife and children all, that Jesus of Nazareth suffered a most excruciating death on the cross as a felon under the most aggravating circumstances. Think also of the prophets and apostles and Christians of former days, who went through greater tribulations than you or I, and tried to be reconciled. May God Almighty comfort all your hearts, and soon wipe away all tears from your eyes. To him be endless praise. Think too of the crushed millions who have no comforter. I charge you all never in your trials to forget the griefs of the poor that cry, and of those that have none to help them. I wrote most earnestly to my dear and afflicted wife not to come, for the present at any rate. I will now give her reasons for doing so. First, it would use up all the scanty means she has, or is at all likely to have, to make herself and children comfortable hereafter. For let me tell you that the sympathy that is now aroused in your behalf may not always follow you. There is but little more of the romantic about helping poor widows and their children than there is about trying to relieve the poor oppressed. Again, the little comfort it might afford us to meet again would be dearly bought by the pains of a final separation. We must part, and I feel assured for us to meet under such dreadful circumstances would only add to our distress. If she comes on here, she must be only a gazing stock throughout the whole journey, to be remarked upon in every look, word, and action, and by all sorts of creatures and by all sorts of papers throughout the whole country. Again, it is my most decided judgment that in quietly and submissively staying at home, vastly more of generous sympathy will reach her, without such dreadful sacrifice of feeling as she must put up with if she comes on. The visits of one or two female friends that have come on her have produced great excitement, which is very annoying, and they cannot possibly do me any good. O Mary, do not come, but patiently wait for the meeting of those who love God and their fellow men, where no separation must follow. This shall go no more out forever. I greatly long to hear from some one of you, and to learn anything that affects your welfare. I sent you $10 the other day. Did you get it? I have also endeavored to stir up Christian friends to visit and write to you in your deep affliction. I have no doubt that some of them, at least, will heed the call. Write to me, care of Captain John Avis, Charleston, Jefferson County, Virginia. Finally, my beloved, be of good comfort. May all your names be written in the Lamb's Book of Life. May you all have the purifying and sustaining influence of the Christian religion, is the earnest prayer of your affectionate husband and father, John Brown. P.S. I cannot remember a night so dark as to have hindered the coming day, nor a storm so furious and dreadful as to prevent the return of warm sunshine and a cloudless sky. But, beloved ones, do remember that this is not your rest, that in this world you have no abiding place or continuing city. To God and His infinite mercy, I always commend you. John Brown.